How scientific is your warm-up versus just like warm-up the main stuff, or you do like the same
It's
thing?
very scientific if I explain all of it. But we're going to go to the floor and do a little bit of wrists. So hopefully you can see me. If not, you can find a perch like a gargoyle if you need to. I need to make sure the shoulders feel good. I need to make sure I can get the shoulders as open as I want them to be. And then for the wrists, I need to make sure the wrists can handle force in different angles. And then there's going to be a technical side to that warm-up where I'm priming the hands for balance. It's very scientific when I teach it. It's not at all scientific when I do it because I'm just kind of running through it. It's more intuitive because I've done it enough times, if that makes sense. So we're going to go fingers facing forward. Elbows straight, lean the shoulders forward, and then just oscillate a little bit back and forth, side to side, clockwise, anti-clockwise. I think if you're new to the practice, and I'll talk with this about like routines and programming and all of that. If you're new to the practice and you're just following somebody else's routine, that's fine, because you still don't know what you're doing yet, and you probably just don't have enough experience. We're going to do wrist push-ups like this. So palm, knuckles stay on the floor, lifting, extending the hands, trying to, if you can, get 90 degrees at the wrist and the fingers. If you can't, not a big deal. It will affect actually how you balance on the hands slightly. I'll get to that later. So what I was talking about, in the beginning, it's fine. Use somebody else's program because they have more experience than you. Eventually, what I would prefer a student to do long term is to take the concepts they need from that warm up and make them their own. That's what I do. Like I learn random exercises. I came up with random exercises. I do the ones that I feel I need and I don't have to think about it because they're intuitive for me, but they're intuitive because I've been doing them for enough time that they are. So like that idea of a follow along workout, right? I post a video, you follow it, that's fine. Eventually, what I'll prefer a student to do is to move past it. Like they learned to follow and now they can learn to lead themselves. But a bit too much philosophy. Maybe not enough philosophy. We're gonna do next one. So this one's gonna be a little bit more intricate. So what we're gonna do is draw a circle on the outside of the palm. So what I'm doing, I'm trying to show around the room, so it's gonna look like this. I'm pushing down the whole time and I'm just drawing a circle on the outside of the palm, and what I can play with is how much weight I put into the hand. So these little intricate articulations with the wrist and the fingers, they're nice to do anyway, but once we start balancing the handstand, that's what the balance is mainly gonna be, is understanding how to not only move your hands in these small mannerisms, but move them in a very precise way with all of your weight on the hands. So the progression I would use for this is maybe no weight. This is not weightless, but almost weightless, just the weight of my arms, a little bit heavier. So actively pushing down, the movement becomes smaller, and then shoulders on top of the hands, the movement becomes smaller, and then full body weight. Almost can't see the movement. That's gonna be for if we get into one arm balance, that circular movement of the wrist, when all of your weight is on the wrist, it's gonna be a close approximation to what you actually have to do, minus the chaos and reflexive and anticipatory nature of the balance. But it's a nice, you get good forearm pump from it if you do enough. All right, you get thick wrists. You can put your watch strap one up after doing a set of these. So that's always a bonus. We're gonna do fingers facing back, elbows pushed forward, elbows straight, leaning back. And we're not gonna get too deep into flexibility, but one element of flexibility I like to include is exploration. So it's not, this might be the stretch, but I'm gonna explore the area, right? Like, I don't know, like I get into a new location. I'm not just gonna sit there. I'm gonna find the exits. I'm gonna scope the outside. I'm gonna check the acoustics. So I do the same thing with the stretch. If this is the stretch, I'm gonna try to move around because I might discover something that's unique to me. Like, oh, this is an interesting line. I get an interesting sensation in my forearm flexors, so I'm gonna stay there for a while. And this line might be different for somebody else. Might be a different angle. Might be a a little bit of twist. But I think that's why I don't like this idea of only following. I like the idea of following with the intent to individualize and to eventually lead. You don't have to lead other people, you could lead yourself. But I don't like the idea of following a program and being constantly dependent on having to follow that program because you don't know what to do. We're gonna flip the hands over. A little bit uncomfortable on a hard floor, but not too bad. So just moving around, shifting back and forth. Imagine like if you have an hour, if you have a clock, you can explore all the different hours of the clock with varying degrees of pressure. If you want to try, you can move these boxes too. So another nice one here. Probably better if you have a mat. So I'm just gonna mark this now. You don't have to do it now, because it is a little bit of an uncomfortable floor for it. Basically, hand is down, and I'm giving my palm muscles a massage with my knee, and I can put a lot of weight into it. This is probably more comfortable, but not much more. This is something you would probably do with the mat, so no worries, but it's a nice one. You can give yourself a little bit of a traction, a little bit of a pull. So I'm pulling that arm back, rotating the elbow. So yeah, wrists and shoulders. Wrists are really important because you have to hold your whole weight on them, number one. Number two, if you're new to handstands as an adult, your wrists are probably not conditioned as they should be. If you did gymnastics as a kid, even if you took a few years off, you do have a massive, advantage, because you don't have to do as much wrist preparation. My very general recommendation, if you're new to handstands, do a good wrist warm-up every time you train for at least a year. Don't fuck around and do this and just jump onto your arms. Your technique's gonna be off, you're not gonna be calibrated, and the potential of hurting yourself is greater. You don't have to take a half-hour wrist warm-up. Just make sure, even if you feel like you don't have to, take a few minutes until you're about 1 or 2 years into the practice, because then you know you've hopefully built up enough resilience in the joint that you don't have to do as much. Like the best hand balancers in the world, they don't do a 30-minute wrist. Some of them do. Some of them go like this and then jump on one arm. But they spent 20 years being able to go like that and jump on one arm. And they can't jump on one leg because they never train their legs. So there's always a trade-off. So the last one for the back of the hand, we're gonna curl the fingers in. I'm gonna press the fingers, not just down, but past the base of the hand with a slightly bent elbow, like really pressing them down, and then slowly extending that bottom elbow until I feel the extensors of the forearm. And again, it's exploration, so I'm not, like this movement that I'm doing, well, I had a lot of caffeine too, and I slept well. But it's because it's natural for me. I wanna explore, I don't wanna just sit there.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you got some value from it. I always say if I'm taking a class, if I can learn one thing, if I can get this one piece of advice that I can apply in my training, then that's a huge success. So this was filmed, as you can probably guess, during COVID times. Pre-COVID, I actually did a lot of traveling and teaching. That was the main thing that I was doing. I would travel the world and I would teach seminars in handstands, acrobatics, flexibility, strength, different kinds of body weight training, body control. And one thing that I also did try to include is kind of instructor training, is giving people an understanding of also how to teach the skills, how to understand them to a point that you can help other people achieve them. So it's good to have value. Now, YouTube does have its limitations with ads and all of that. So one thing that I want to suggest is if you're looking for a little bit more guidance, if you're looking for deeper content, something that's complete, check out my online community at school.com/handstands. We have courses that were professionally filmed and edited that you can't find anywhere else, exclusive to that community. You can also post clips of your training and get feedback from myself and others in the community. We do monthly calls where I do Q&A. I answer people's questions, and I also teach an online workshop once a month where it's a deep dive on a specific topic. It's a great value, and honestly, it goes a lot deeper than anything you can find on YouTube. So if that's something you're interested in, you can actually do a 7-day free trial to see if you like it. The link is school.com/handstand. Check it out.